Hello antique friends, and welcome to my channel for another antique related video. This is Deanna speaking from Vintage Touch Antiques. As you can see, I have quite a group of things that I have pulled out here on my table. This is all my Easter decorating pieces that I have collected over the years, all the things that I've enjoyed, and I bring them out at Easter time and make these little tablescapes and vignettes and so forth in my home. So I just wanted to share with you some of these elements that I use and hopefully give you some ideas and maybe some incentive to collect some of these. They're fun to collect as well as put out on display, and I do have most of these things on display all year round. They sit, some of the smaller things sit on a shelf in the family room and so forth. So you don't always have to have them out at Easter. You can have them out all year long. So let's just get started and let me show you some of these things. Here in the foreground, I have a number of these little rabbit candy containers that I've collected over the years. Not all of them are candy containers, but a lot of these have like the little heads that come off, and you can see that they are candy containers. And this is going to be real hard to do with one hand, so I'm not going to try it. This one, the bottom comes off of him, and he says Germany on the bottom. He's really cute and different with his little green suit, as you can see him there. I've got a white one, a brown one, a kind of a gold-colored one. I also have some other things, like this particular little, it's a pressed paper rabbit, and of course he came with a different thing than what he's got in front of him now. I put a little wood cart there in front of him because many times when you find things, if they are parts of another piece or, you know, a remnant of something that used to be a part of something else, and you can find something that will work with them. And I put this little cart in front of him and put a wood egg there with chippy white paint on it, which goes with primitives because I love primitives. Here's an old piece. Now this was rescued from North Carolina. It's a wood piece. It's carved wood piece, and he was used as a mold for paper mache pieces. And of course, he just has this wonderful old primitive look all by himself. So he is part of this display. That piece there is a candy container, little rabbit with her little dress on. And then I have a couple of paper mache pieces. Now, this one's got pretty green and red, but as you can see, he does have some damage there with his little front paws going. But I don't mind that. I don't mind a little bit of damage. They still display well, and so that's what is most important to me. This piece I pull out at Easter time. It's a pipsqueak. It's a German pipsqueak in a chicken, I think. I think that's a chicken. And so he does really well at Easter time. And here's another little cranky looking little chick coming out of an egg. I also have a number of these metal Easter eggs. They're candy containers as well. They come open. And of course, I love the worn look on them, so they're kind of hard to find, but I did find 3 of them that I've kept for myself. In the back here, you'll see some of the plush pieces that I've got. There's a velvet rabbit there in the foreground. And there's one that's got the velvet, he's got some velvet on him, straw stuffed pieces. Most all of them are straw stuffed. And the most recent find is the little printed cloth one there that's also straw stuffed. Of course, baskets are always a hit at Easter time. And I have a number of baskets in my collection. Most of these are just splint baskets, different sizes. This one It looks like I've got wood eggs in there, but in fact they are sock darners, and you can just stick the handles down in there to hide them, and they look like nice wood eggs. And of course the straw there is just shredded paper. I take any kind of colored paper that comes into this house that has documents maybe, or something that you no longer need, you want to shred, you can shred them up and they make great Easter grass. So keep that in mind when you're looking for an alternative to things like the Spanish moss, as you see there in that bag. Here's one here, a smaller one. This one has the regular wood eggs. They're not sock darners, but they are in the Spanish moss. Now here's a little rabbit that's just a chalkware rabbit. As you can see, he's got all this wonderful wear on him, and of course that just delights me with my primitive habit here. And also, I've got here in the front a couple of early Easter postcards that I will put out and around. I've got a number of those as well. That's a really pretty colorful one there. You can put just a bowl of eggs. I was just going to suggest that whenever you're putting eggs out and filling baskets, you don't have to have a basket. You can use other containers. I've got a couple of band boxes there with Spanish moss in them. The one on the top is open, and it's right now just got some of these older looking faux flowers that I use at Easter time. I've got them there getting ready to put them out in some of my vignettes. And then another thing that I use is old storybooks that have rabbits on it. There's a cute one that says Dear Little Bunny. And I hope these don't fall over as I pull them out here. There's one, the Boys and Girls Storybook, and it has a cute little rabbit there on the front. And here's one colorful little girl in her red hat with her little black bunny. So those are the elements that I will be using as I put together my Easter displays this year. I also have a card here that reminds us of the reason for Easter, which is our risen Savior. Because even though we love bunnies and chicks and such, at Easter time we don't ever want to forget the real reason for the season. Let me remind you before I close that I do sell many of the items that you see displayed here. I'm a little lean right now on Easter merchandise, but I do get them from time to time and try to accumulate them so that I'll have them ready for this time of the year. Just check my webpage. The link is below in the description, as well as my online store, where you'll find vintage as well as antique pieces. Thank you for watching. I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. All questions and comments are always welcome. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy collecting your antiques. And remember, when you have an antique, you own a piece of history.